The Sandman is just an American fantasy television drama based on Neil Gaiman's 1989 to 1996 comic book series posted by DC Comics. Morpheus, the titular Sandman, is the hero of the story. On August 5, 2022, the main character premiered. People gave it mainly positive reviews, lauding the material, set design, outfits, truthfulness to the source, special effects, and performance results.
Episode 1, Sleep of the Just. Morpheus, also recognized as Dream, is caught in a mysticism ceremony by British upper-class Roderick Burgess, who'd been actively trying to capture death, whilst also trying to detain a nightmare recognized as the Corinthian. Roderick steals Morpheus' power totems, his helm, a sand pouch, and a ruby, which are completely taken by Roderick's disgruntled beloved Ethel Cripps, who is the mother of Roderick's child. Morpheus' imprisonment causes a 106-year-long epidemic of sleepy sickness. Alex, Roderick's son, is an elderly man who persists in keeping Morpheus jailed and is cared for by his companion, Paul, in 2021. Morpheus tries to reach into the vision of one of his security officers to damage his cage, enabling him to escape and denouncing Alex to eternal rest now since Paul, unintentionally, nullifies part of the auras that keep Morpheus bound. Episode 2. Imperfect hosts. Morpheus returns to the dreaming, his kingdom and the source of dreams. There, he finds his palace in ruins due to his prolonged absence. Morpheus visits Cain and Abel, a pair of dysfunctional brothers, to retrieve their pet gargoyle Gregory, which will restore his power enough to summon the Fates. Morpheus successfully summons the Fates, who inform him of the whereabouts of his equipment. The pouch of sand is in the possession of exorcist Johanna Constantine, his helm in the hands of a demon in hell, and the ruby used by Ethel's son John D. Morpheus sets off on his quest to retrieve his items with assistance from his advisor Matthew the Raven. Back in the dreaming, Morpheus sends a baby gargoyle to Cain and Abel to replace their previous companion. Episode 3. Dream a little dream of me. Morpheus pursues Constantine, demanding the payback of his pouch. Constantine, on the other hand, recalls leaving it at her ex-girlfriend's apartment. There they band together to find the lady friend for whom the home has been tainted by the powder's abuse. Constantine exorcises to heal his girlfriend's addiction but is heartbroken when Morpheus refuses to put her down. Morpheus agrees to place her old girlfriend to rest after witnessing Constantine's guilt. In the meantime, Ethel, for whom the life has been extended by a safeguard amulet, travels to Buffalo, New York, to see John, that has a dark fascination with Morpheus' ruby. She gives the safety amulet to John, then ages and dies. The powers of the amulet are then used by John to escape. Episode 4. A Hope in Hell. Morpheus drops into hell to retrieve his helm, where he gets to meet Lucifer Morningstar, the land's ruler. He discovers the devil with the helm, but then to reclaim it, Satan obstacles Morpheus to a match of wits. Morpheus selects to portray himself in the contest, but Lucifer is chosen as the demon's champion. Morpheus ends up winning the challenge by bringing up hope, a concept Lucifer recognizes as unbeatable and from which he can reclaim control. Before departing, Lucifer promises to kill Morpheus one day. A good Samaritan offers John assistance and he recovers the ruby, not before Morpheus uncovers its location and the reality that John has modified the item to respond only to his wishes and no one else's. John gives the amulet of protection to the lady driver which escort him to some bar. Episode 5. 24/7. Now that he has the ruby, John finds solace in a local eatery. There, he utilizes the ruby's ability to block the customers and staff, as well as the rest of the world, as seen on television, from lying, ultimately cruising them to kill each other or attempt suicide. Morpheus appears and transports John to the domain of dream worlds, where John appears to defeat Morpheus using the power of the ruby. John rejoices in his victory, smashing the ruby in his hand, before Morpheus appears and goes on to tell him that by trying to destroy the ruby, its power was returned to its real master, Morpheus. Morpheus takes pity on John and goes back to the organization, ostensibly in a state of a deep nap. Desire, Morpheus's sibling, is plotting something else.